All right, hello and welcome yet again to another session here at the Gosu Academy. We've done by now quite a lot of sessions, and one of the things that is new since we started doing them is this map, Train. Now, we talked about Train a couple of weeks ago, and the reason we're revisiting Train now is because last time we talked about it, we talked about what is sort of expected, like what was I expecting to be the meta. And what we're covering today is what has kind of turned out to be the meta. So I honestly don't really remember that much of what I said. So probably someone else can tell me if my predictions were correct. But at least it seems like Train mostly plays out the same way. I'll show you guys a couple of utility lineups and tips and tricks that I think not many people know, and just overall give you like I think from this video a really good understanding of how to play Train as a team, but also what kind of utility is useful. And yeah, I'm super excited for it. But before we get into that, last session we did a sort of mental coaching session. Basically, we talked a lot about like fight or flight and stuff like this. And Turkey, one of the students here at the academy, had a question that's also kind of in the same vein. So because of that, I just want to sort of throw it to you so you can repeat the question you said earlier.
Yeah, so what are some useful methods you know of to stay composed during moments with a lot of pressure or to get back on track during a bad match, both in terms of mentality and perhaps playing sharper mechanically?
Yeah. So I think this is a great question, and I think it's one of the most important things there is in Counter Strike or just sports in general. Performing under pressure is never easy, and also what you said. How do you get how do you get back into a into the right mindset and stuff like that? Now, I can't teach you guys how to perform under pressure. I can't teach you guys how to get back into a match where you have a rough start, but I can at least say some things that will hopefully be helpful to you. The reason I say I can't teach you this is because when it comes to utility line and stuff like this, it's really easy for me to just show you the lineups and you guys can repeat them. For things like mental coaching, I can give ideas and share some of the experience that I have, but ultimately, just like it would be, for example, I can't tell you guys how to aim. I can give you tips and tricks on how maybe to practice aiming or what you like, how far out your crosshair should be from a wall, blah blah blah. But I cannot teach you how to aim. That has to come from within. So when it comes to the question like how do you perform under pressure, one of the best things is going to try and hit flow state. Flow state, if you don't know what it is, it's basically, I think most people have experienced it at some point. It doesn't have to be in Counter-Strike, it can be in literally anything, but it's a sort of mental state where you don't even think, you just do. So everything that happens on instinct. Sort of things around the game don't really matter, and you're just super. You have like a hyper focus. It's basically like being locked in, I guess is how we would say it with like more slang. Now, how do you become locked in, or how do you get this flow state? Well, one of the things is you need to be in your comfort zone. That's why you talk about experience. People who are experienced playing on stage are more likely to be having that as a comfort setting, or at least have made it to a place where they can feel comfortable, and they will therefore have an easier time reaching flow state, basically. So dealing with pressure, the most important thing is just knowing that any player, Donk, Simple, Sahu, anybody, feels pressure. Everybody gets nervous, and being nervous is a completely normal part of wanting to perform. For the longest time, I did everything I could when I was trying to become pro of acting like I never got nervous. I was trying to fool myself and I was trying to fool other people. And the older I get, the more I realize that, especially when you're playing in a team, showing weakness is a lot of the times a strength. So if you have a big support network, if you have teammates, maybe you even have a coach, if you're like at a pretty decent level, one of the best things you can do actually is ask for help. So if you're nervous, I mean, asking people to help make you relaxed. Could be something like just them cracking a joke or singing a song during one of the important freeze times, or during a round when you're 4 alive and you kind of secured the round already. That could be something. But also if you're struggling performance-wise over a longer period of time, or in a specific game, asking for people to sort of help you get back into the proper mindset can be really, really good. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because every mental coach that I've ever talked to, the first thing they always teach you is, I think in Danish it's called like the 3R model. I actually don't know the exact words for the R's, but you could probably look it up. It's at least you learn how to recognize what you feel as you're playing. That's literally it. So first, you just learn to recognize what is impacting you while you're playing mentally. So could it be something like, "Oh, I'm tired," or "I'm uncomfortable," or "I have a little bit of pain in my shoulder," or "I'm nervous because I'm playing against really good players," or stuff like this. That's basically the first step of mental coaching, is learning to feel what's affecting you. And then the next thing is to take that something that's an obstacle, basically, like say it's nerves. I am feeling nervous because I'm playing against good players. Then you have to try to rephrase it in a way where it doesn't become a negative, something that holds you back. So an example would be, I am feeling nervous because I'm playing against good players. That must mean I care about winning this game, which should make me more motivated. Or I am nervous because I'm playing against good players. That must mean I am very good at what I do if I'm able to even play against players like this. So I have deserved my spot here. Or I've even had some mental coaches tell me, when you're nervous, adrenaline doesn't have to be a negative. It can make you react faster. You can rephrase it in those kind of ways. So take whatever is an obstacle for you mentally and try to rephrase it into something positive. Or I'm feeling really tired right now. Well, that's great. Then my aim should be more relaxed than normal, right? You can always try to find a way to make it more positive. And then the third R, I think, is release. So that's basically where the first part is feel on your body, or basically feel on your mind what is holding you back. You try to turn it into something positive, and as soon as you've done that, you release it. You say, I am feeling nervous because I'm playing against great players, but that's okay. That's the second part. That's okay, because that means I really want to win this match, which means, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing something I enjoy. And then the third part is, so that's great. Let's, focus on the game so we can ensure that we win. That's basically like the 3R model explained probably very poorly. Any person who is like a performance coach or mental coach will probably do this a million times better than me, but that's what it is in essence. And so performing under pressure is all about that. Don't shy away from the nervousness. Don't act like it doesn't exist. Instead, act like it is there. Understand and agree with yourself that you can feel nervous. But understand also that it's okay, that it's normal, that any player has this. And then you take away its power. That's basically it. So yeah, that's the one part. About how to get back into a match where you're having a bad start. That's a little different. I think the most important thing I can tell you here is that, the best players in the world, they don't let their performance on the server get affected by their stats. So if you go into a match knowing that pushing T main as CT is the best, but you die doing it the first 5 times, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just could mean that you are doing a part of it wrong, or you got a little unlucky, or your teammate missed a flash, or whatever. it's kind of the same thing. You can have really bad stats, but you can be playing well. Sometimes that happens. You can also have really good stats and be playing poorly. If you're having a bad start to a match, try not to let it affect you, because caring about statistics will make you play different. And if the way that you originally was playing is what you think is right, then you shouldn't change. Like someone like Saiwu, I always bring him up because he's the perfect example of it to me. Doesn't matter if that guy has good or bad stats, he will always play the same. And that's why he's so nice to play with, why he's so consistently good. It's because he doesn't let... basically like an old saying from the Counter-Strike player Steel, he says, don't judge a play on the result. Sometimes a good play can have a bad result, sometimes a bad play can have a good... Wait, I'm not sure if I said the same thing twice. Anyway, the point of the matter is just that try not to focus so much on your scoreline. Instead, try to stay in flow, right? So nervousness or having a bad performance, these are things that take you out of the flow state. I know it for myself. I've had, big matches where I'm having a rough time and I'm thinking, oh man, why is it exactly this match? I wish I could play better, blah, blah, blah. And anytime you spend thinking about those things is wasted, sort of. I think actually one of the R's might be refocus. I'm not sure. Either way, point is that any negative thought that enters your mind, especially if it, like, try to register that it's there, try to rephrase it, and then try to refocus or release, basically. I think it's something like that. That's the R's. So yeah, that's. I think it's also something that comes with experience. Like, for me now, I don't really care all that much. Like, sometimes I will even laugh about my own bad stats, because realistically it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you do from now on. Sometimes when I have bad stats, that's if you get like really good in the mental game, you can even have it that you have bad stats, so you make it a goal for you to come back. Then it becomes almost like a new challenge, like a positive or a new goal. Then you don't care about, okay, what is my stats right now or what is my performance right now. You're just caring only about, okay, what am I able to do after I had a bad start. So yeah, that's how I would think about it.
It sounds a lot like how they tell you about how to deal with tilting.
Yeah.
When they say you get angry, right?
Yeah.
They tell you the same thing. It's to acknowledge it, right?
Yeah.
Then and then accept it, and then once you've accepted, then I think it's supposed to be easier for you to continue playing the game.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably not as many letters or stages, but it's kind of similar in that regard too.
Yeah.
Tilting is an aspect of this, like, it goes into the whole thing. Like, you can either be tilted or you can be, like, anxious, but it's all gonna feed back into the same loop.
Yep. And that's why this is like the first part of any mental coach I've ever worked with. It's because, without the part of actually registering what is going wrong, without listening to your own mind for what is an obstacle, you cannot do the other part of the process. And yeah, ironically, one of the things I did the most was trying to act like those things didn't exist, right? And I really think it is sort of an age thing, but it's something you can obviously learn at a younger age. Like, I can tell you also the amount of times where I feel like I've struggled with something in my career as a player, and I've wanted to ask someone for help, but I felt like that would kind of be like accepting that I'm doing bad, right? Now,
or make you feel like you don't belong there. You don't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah, or maybe you don't have the confidence, right? Like, it can seem like to your teammate, if you go there like, oh, I feel like I'm playing bad, that they're like, oh, what the fuck, is your confidence gone? Like, oh, it's gonna get worse, blah, blah, blah. But really, now that I'm coach, how I feel about it is that if my teammate tells me that they're struggling, they need help, that's like so nice. Because then you can fix it. That means they've accepted it's part of them, And then when they're asking for help, you can try. Then you're multiple people working on it. Yeah?
So you know how you were just talking about like trying to pretend like you weren't afraid? So I know, like, in real life, I know it's real life, right? But in real life, right, soldiers, usually do not like working with or being part of a group with someone who acts like he's not afraid. In fact, they said they'd rather be with someone who acknowledges that he's afraid, because they feel like the one who acts like he isn't afraid, right? Is
Yeah.
the chances that he's going to do something stupid
Yeah.
and get them killed.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think the same thing kind of applies in the same thing too in a
Yes.
game, because a lot of the time the people who are like acting like they're the most confident and everything, right?
Yeah.
They'll get lucky, they'll get some things, but then when things aren't going right, suddenly
Yes.
they're the ones who are getting angry. They're the ones who are now, like, trying to make everyone else play better. They're the ones who start talking down to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like, because usually it's like the same people that attitude are usually the ones who are like, I'm not the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are.
Yes. Yeah. And recognizing that you are part of the problem, or like that there's spaces you can improve is good. Yeah. It's that's the advice I would give on this. I think that's really important. Yes. Okay, guys. I will move into the meat and potatoes of the session, which is train. And I'll show you a lot of cool things that I've seen in demos and stuff like that, and also, yeah, that I've just learned on train. And I'll try to give you, I think last time we talked a lot about theory of train. I think most of it is still true. And I think, yeah, like now I know so much. So, yeah, I'll show you. I think maybe last time I showed you the smoke, I'm not sure. But if you don't know, this is a pretty key piece of utility. You can go here. I aim at the top of the pipe, I think. And then I go like to here. So slow walk and jump throw. I might have been doing this wrong. I haven't really thrown it much myself. No. So this seems pretty good. So this is like a T main smoke that lands, and it's thrown from spawn. So it's super consistent, super nice. And then what CTs will do now is they will either do like double click jump throw right around here to get the Molotov to land inside T main. Some people as well, they run and they Molotov like this. I guess a little more. I haven't really done this lineup, but yeah, something like this. This one goes a little deeper, and I guess you want to throw it before you basically go out. Like this one lands a little deeper, but it's kind of also what you prefer. At least a lot of T's will just rush out A main, like T main. So using Molotov and nade on it is really strong. Did someone want to say something? Okay, no. So yeah, like doing some kind of combo like this and fighting or whatever is a pretty big part of train. Anyone who was at the session with, I mean, we ended up calling it the Counter-Strike ladder, where we talked about on some different maps, like what's the easiest for a T side to do and what's the hardest. Definitely on train, A-Rush is the easiest. Like, if the CTs don't have perfect utility, for the Ts, all they have to do is do flashes over T mid, and then run out right side and just try to take fights. And they have a pretty good chance of winning the round. Some of the better teams, they will, do sandwich smoke, and then they will do camera smoke as well. And then the T might, with flashes, go out this way, and then even walk through the sandwich smoke, or like, there's so many things you can do as T. So, as CT, countering the A-Rush, basically every single round is a must. So that's very good to know. So that's why this Molotov and like, typically it's like, Molotov and you can nade, or maybe the second player who comes out can do like jump throw nade like this, or the second player can come and do like flash. That way you can, clear this area quickly. That's a pretty big deal. Other CT utility, I used this lineup. I don't know, it might not be the best one. Basically, when the glass is still there, I aim here, standing in this doorway, and then jump throw. This smoke goes up and it lands up here in the stairs. And the reason why this is quite nice is with the new pop, if you can take this as CT, you can obviously hold all of B. But as long as the smoke is up, you can hold almost an off angle or jiggle in and out. And that way, if the Ts want to like jump down here, you will catch them as they're falling, or they have to walk through the smoke. So chances of you holding this area is really big, and you know, I think even without the glass, this will probably be, you know, a fine resmoke. It might be a little deeper, but I think you'll get basically the same effect. Anyone who's here can also be dropped extra smokes, and you can do like smoke like this. Probably there even as a lineup where you can do it just like that. This one was a little worse, but you get the idea. So yeah, this is like a really key piece of utility. I think I even talked about this last time. I also saw this smoke, which I think is quite neat. You get stuck here, I believe, and then you aim here. You can normal jump throw. Let's hope I don't fail it. This one goes through the window and lands like this. So it allows your B player to push up and play behind the smoke, kind of. And for the T's, it is a little bit scary to have to go through this smoke. Because the CT can be, you know, sitting at any random angle here. So this is a pretty...
Shit, you did it.
What? Did what?
You did it.
Yeah? Like hit a piece of utility on the first try or what?
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's actually pretty good. This one isn't so easy to remember, I think. But yeah, it lands really, really nicely. Also, I think right now, just funny, but if you flash out here, right? I think this wall doesn't exist. I don't know if they fixed it. There was at least a bug where this... Yeah, this doesn't exist. If the flash lands in a certain way. Oh, I guess it's this wall that doesn't exist, actually. Wait, how did I get blind before? Okay, I don't know. Or at least...
I think there might be a gap in the arch on the side you're on.
Yeah, maybe.
Like if you're...
But I even saw that it was like up here you would get blind before. But I think they fixed it a little bit. I hope, at least for them. That seems like a pretty big mistake. Other utility, which is like key. This is not key, and I actually don't have a lineup for it, so I'm definitely gonna fail this. But it would be possible to throw a piece of utility that goes over and lands. Like imagine, okay, exactly like this actually. Cutting off this, that's actually crazy. I landed that without having lineup, but so you would be able to like push Ellie, Molotov close left, potentially. Imagine I had a Molotov lineup as well. Molotov close left, so you know they can be here, and like take this space. And now for the T's, when they have to come back, they likely will have to use some kind of utility because the CT can play. I mean, I guess they would never play here, but they could play here. On this angle, they could play up on this angle. There's even this angle, which is kind of annoying to play against ST when you're re-pushing Ellie. This is also an angle, but you can see the feet under the thing. So just be aware. But yeah, this could potentially be something you could do. Other CT utility, which is like key. You can go and do smoke like this, I believe, which is like deep T main smoke. You can do this from many different positions, basically. Like you can do it kind of on feeling. Maybe it won't be as perfect, but yeah, you can. And the reason this is such a key piece of utility is because fighting for T main is pretty CT-sided. And most CT teams do this. Like, either they fight for T main or they fight for pop. I think last time, I actually don't even remember the flash lineup anymore, but there was a flash lineup that I showed last time, which was somehow flying through this hole. Maybe this would even kind of be it. And the idea was that it should take, I think, this guy. And it will also definitely take anyone who's standing here, of course, like peeking out. But it won't take the deep corner. So what you could do is, you know, you throw the flash and at the same time you moto this. And then this guy moves out and he maybe gets blind or whatever. Like ideally, I guess you want the flash to land somewhere here. But yeah, taking T-main is as simple as just doing like, you could do smoke. You can molo either close or far, and you can double nade the other, because typically you will have two people playing around this area. So that's very key. For pop, I think there isn't really that much utility that's key for CTs, other than, you know, this smoke I already showed. I know we played in practice. I don't know the lineup for this, but we played against a team where the entire practice, the B player was doing, yeah, I guess like this. I guess he would line this up or something, and he did Molotov like this first, and then it burned. So actually it must have been maybe more like this. Let me try this. Like that it would land. Oh wait. Oh yeah, no, like this basically. So it burned a little bit. And then after that, after doing this Molotov, he would then follow up with a smoke. So he would like have this area. He would have all of B. And it was pretty cool actually, because you could throw the Molotov from down here where you are kind of hiding. If the T's would try to run through the Molotov, they would, you know, take damage and it would be audible. And also the Molotov that T's throw, I don't actually know the lineup because I don't know where to stand. I think you aim here on the lamp. It's like this then. Like this, obviously I did it with the CT Molotov now, but it will actually allow you to still use this Molotov. So, pretty cool idea actually. I like it. There are definitely counters to it, but yeah, worth it to know that this is something. There's also this flash where you stand here on the left side of this big board, I think, and then you aim like here on the 3. I hope I didn't fail this, but this ideally should take this angle. It does, and anyone who's down here, you know, get destroyed by this flash. That one is good to know if your teammate wants to peek or push. Any other lineups that's really important for CTs? I don't really think so. I can show you one thing, which is... actually, I'll show you something that is pretty cool. No one is doing this. No pro team is doing this, I think. But some pro teams are definitely doing this. Let me see if I can land it. So there is somewhere you can aim. Imagine it's like this, and then you running jump throw, and it hits the glass, and then if you do it low enough, it will hit the ground. Let me try. I will just on purpose maybe fail it now. Okay. Well, there is a way to throw this. I think I would have to run further. Like, I must be doing something wrong. But it's probably like... I feel like it was like this though. And then... Oh yeah. Okay, actually let me try it one more time because I think I got it now. I think I remember the lineup. But this Molotov is quite cool. And I think it is used by top teams. I think it's something like this and you kind of run as far as you can. Bro. A little more up. Okay, it's not supposed to bounce like that, but anyway, it worked. But this Molotovs, this area, so the T's have to go through this if they want to contest it. And then what CTs will do is they smoke on top of it afterwards, which is, you know, pretty cool. But I found another lineup for it. And I don't know even what I did. But it was something like double click, like you had to break the glass. And you can actually double click jump throw. Wait, I think it was like this. Oh god. I was standing in the wrong spot. Let me restart one time. Because this is actually, I think, a pretty cool idea that I don't think anyone has done. So basically, if you break the glass, I guess it must have been like this. This seems more right. You can do double click W jump throw, and if you land it correctly, which clearly I'm not, it goes through here and it goes all the way over here, and it smokes off like left side, which means obviously the T's have free passage here, but they can't, I mean they can stand in this room, but they can't really see anything. And what I think could be a cool trick play is if you do the Molotov and then do the smoke as well, the B players could come and boost up here, and then imagine a CT who makes it into this room and immediately starts walking through the smoke. This is basically impossible for the B player to hold. Like, for the B player to play against this and hold it, they will have to be standing all the way back here, which is like so unlikely. And in fact, it's possible as well, by aiming just slightly different, to have a smoke that lands like this instead, which kind of cuts this area in half, which again allows you to go, you know, left side without being spotted, and it also allows you to push right side, and it also allows you to push middle. So this, like, smoking like this deep really gives you a lot of opportunities for lurk play. And the reason why a lurk play here is good is most teams play with one B player, and one B player means, you know, if you walk through the smoke and get a timing, you can literally kill everyone in the back. And this will work in Faceit, I can promise you. Like, if you have a teammate who is willing to try this with you, if you know, do the smoke that lands here and you walk through either of these lanes, if you win the lottery and the T isn't holding the lane that you are pushing through, you will get insta-flank behind the entire team and you will win the round. There's no other way, basically. I guess I can show this as well. These windows are open. I think a lot of people probably know. I found this lineup. Go into the middle of this pillar, and down from this and here, if you jump throw, this one goes over and it molotovs like back bomb. Potentially as a T as well, you could play the after plant like this, where you have a molotov. If you knew you planted back bomb, you do the molotov and you either run away, or you know, walk or whatever into this corner. I mean, if you run away, you can, like, the molotov, with how long it takes, allows you to play it from the other angle. Kind of a weird lineup, but the reason why it's also a little bit important to know this lineup is because you can go with the same pillar, you can aim in the middle of this lane, and if you run until you hit right around here, this molotov goes over and it molotovs ladder. Sometimes it molos everything, but at least it removes a lot of annoying angles, because it makes it so no one can sit back bomb. Like, at least they can't move, right? So they can't really sit in the ladder corner, so they're more easy to clear. They can't really sit back bomb because then they can't move. And also, if you're moving out here, it's not possible for a T to play, you know, here and peek you like this, or a T to sit here and peek you on timing as you're going out. So this molotov actually does have uses, I think, for the retake. But other than for the retake, you know, this molotov is probably not that valuable. Unless, yeah, again, you plant it somewhere here. I think a T molotov will definitely burn back bomb. So yeah, that's pretty nice. There are also some lineups, I don't really know them currently, but there is lineups where you can, I guess this would actually potentially work. Okay, that's actually a pretty sick flash. One problem is, what if I'm all the way on the right? Okay, that is a fucking cool flash. So yeah, just here and top left of the window. Very cool flash. There's different lineups as well. I think there was a lineup where you were standing over here or whatever, and it's kind of the same thing, except it doesn't go through the window top. It goes like exactly in. I'll show you one thing as well, which is, I think no one knows this. So actually they they changed the map. I wanted to show you a really cool trick, but they changed the map. So what I was doing before was, what? The pop. Oh, okay, wait, I remember. You could boost like this inside pop. I think maybe like this, and you could look to the bomb site, and they didn't want that. I actually saw it in the patch notes. I just didn't make a note of it. But basically before, you could boost and you could sit on top of it and you could hold angles like this. It is basically still possible, I guess. If you run boost off of this, like, you could have a CT play up here and hold pop like this, which would destroy literally any T. Like, there is no way you don't win this duel, because the T will always, I think, walk like on this side. I guess they actually, maybe they do walk like this clear first, and then they will come here and like, and now they die. So yeah, if you have a friend, they want to run boost, this is something that is like kind of crazy, but will probably get you 3 kills. Yeah. Oh yeah, one last piece of utility is if you come over here and you are CT, rotating for B, if you aim in the middle of this, you jump through a Molotov. This is a perfect Molotov for Olaf. So if a T is playing behind this box, you can come in and clear it out by doing Molotov. I think that kind of covers the standard util that I know on this map as CT. For T, there are definitely a few things that are nice to know. I'll show you some util that all the pro teams are using, and I'll also show you some that the pro teams are not using, or maybe not using yet. We'll see. I showed you already kind of that, yeah, I guess you stand in this window maybe and aim on the lamp. Yeah. So what a lot of B players will do is they will come here, aim on the lamp, and then they will run. And this is kind of new, but they run and they hit this pillar. So if someone tries to push, they get Molotov and naded. Okay? That's kind of new. Also, I will show you this piece of utility. It's very simple. I mostly know the simple utility or the ones that I found myself. But if you go in front of this pole, you aim bottom left of this and you do W jump throw. This is a camera smoke. Nice, nice. And from the same position, this is some utility I haven't seen the pros throw yet, but they will eventually. Stand in front of this one. Not number 1, but number 2 of the like white things here. Aim up here. Slower because you hit the white. And jump throw. This is a perfect con smoke. Okay. That is a first. The worst thing is apparently it still works. But yeah, it's not supposed to land like that. I'll show you once more. If it fails like that again, that's crazy, because I've thrown this like 15 times with this exact lineup. Let me see. Okay. It again landed different than it was supposed to, because now it goes out a little bit too much. But it's actually also kind of good that I'm not landing the smoke the same way. I guess you would ideally want to walk a little further. Now it's gonna land 3 different ways. This last one is actually the way I want it to land. But this one should be like kind of perfect in that the CTs can't really play here. So if they want to hold it, they have to be out of the smoke. But there's also no smoke that they can hide behind. And that's actually a really big deal. It was on old train as well. But if I throw a smoke that's just slightly more to the right here. Let me just try to throw it like this. Let's see. Okay, a little more right. It doesn't have to be that far to the right, but what it sometimes happens is, like what it sometimes does is, now you see the smoke is going out, and what this allows the CT to do is they can like go out and play, you know, behind it, but they can also walk down here without being spotted. And as soon as they can do that, then you aren't really nullifying the CT rotation anymore. So having a smoke that lands like pretty specifically enough so that they can't stand here and hold. With this one they kind of can. But where they also like can't move down. It needs to be kind of specific. I'll show you a couple of more cool things on train. I'm just thinking now what I want to show actually. I'll show you this. If you go here, it's a very easy lineup. And break the window. And you aim here where this metal part and this other metal part meet. And just do normal throw. This is a Molotov that goes outside pop. So that if the CT is jiggling here, or if he is inside pop, he cannot leave, basically. I think maybe even it is possible to aim slightly higher. I'm not sure. Maybe it burns a little more into pop. Nah, it doesn't really do that much of it. Like, it's not that different. But yeah, this is a really cool piece of utility. There is also a piece of utility, but I think no one has really cracked the code for the perfect lineup yet. It is possible to throw Molotov that goes out like this and lands outside pop, which prevents the CTs from going there quickly. But there is, if you do it, you know, completely perfectly. Let me see if I can even do it. It is tricky. Yeah, even this is not good enough, but it is possible to land the Molotov so it lands like that. You need to have, yeah, again, very specific angle, like, don't open it up very much, and it needs to just make it out. This probably does it. Yeah, so see, if I re-throw the grenade, this one lands so it burns inside pop as well. This would be ideal to be able to throw every single round. I even tried myself with like half height of this, middle of this, and then as soon as you get out, you do jump throw or something. But I can't get it to work. So if someone has an idea for a lineup, because the problem is it needs to be quick, and like quick to line up and quick to throw, like quick to land. So it feels like you have to throw it without jumping, but it needs to be that you are also able to stop. Like the tightest angle is probably where you line this box up, right? Maybe even a little bit more out, and then having the perfect lineup. And the best way probably to do this, if you want to do it consistently and fast, would be to find spawn lineups where, as you're standing at a certain spawn point, you aim at a specific place, and then you know you would run over without moving your mouse. You come over to the corner, and then you know you would stand where the box is a specific amount visible here, and then let go instantly. Like that would be dream scenario, but it is very difficult.
And all without being shot.
All without being shot. I mean, from in here you can't be shot, so that's gonna be okay. But yeah, it's actually I think a piece of utility that sort of still mystifies the pro scene. When I say mystifies, I'm not saying that it hasn't been found, because it has. I don't think anyone has spawn lineups right now, but it mystifies pro teams because we have not found the proper lineup yet. Like I don't think any team has the perfect lineup. The one like this Molotov is very key, but it seems like no one has managed to do it yet. Like, you know, another option would be that instead of going in this corner, you just go like this and do it like that. Like, I don't know if that's possible, but there has to be a way. And typically for some of these lineups that are tricky, it takes the pro scene a little while, and until someone finds like the perfect lineup, it won't be like everyone will have their own lineups, I guess. I'll show you another lineup for a grenade. You can jump up on the edge here, and where this line meets the metal, if you do normal jump throw, it does take a long time to land. But this is a con smoke which is pretty perfect. Makes it so that con is completely smoked, but also the CTs, like, for them to go out, they actually have to go quite a bit out. You could also throw it without it bouncing at the back, but the idea of this smoke is that it looks a little bit like a beacon smoke. It might confuse the CTs, like, even if you're standing in con, if you see a smoke coming over, you see it coming over here, you're not thinking it's going to hit the back wall and come back and land at your feet. But what a lot of teams as well are doing, let me see if I remember, was it also from up here? I'm not sure. This might be one of the ones that don't work, guys. Yes. There is a lineup. I don't remember it. Oh, wait, I think I do now, actually. Here. And here. And W jump throw. Maybe it's the top left of the sign. Yes, it is top left of the sign. But this is kind of what's also become a little meta. Is, you know, standing here, doing top left and W jump throw smoke. This one doesn't really block con as good as the other, but it lands so that CTs, if they want to come out, I'll show you how it lands as soon as the other one fades. It lands so that CTs who want to fight in front of the smoke have to be really like isolated and sort of, you know, vulnerable. They can't stand at the back here and play like headshot angles. I think it also destroys this angle basically. And the only way for CTs to move out to the side is through this. But then, you know, if you just do like a Molotov backside, now the CTs can't do anything. Like they just have to kind of wait. So this is a pretty meta smoke. It's I think a kind of new idea. Watch out for that. Watch out for this one as well that I'll show you. line up this. You could potentially do, you know, the pop Molotov. Sure, the glass is broken. Ooh, guys, is it here? I think it might be. It's not here. I think this is not the right lineup. No. Hang on. It wouldn't be an aerosaphic scoring session if I would land it on first try anyway. Maybe here. This just seems too high again. Let's go down here.
Are you trying to find that smoke again you taught us?
You've landed like 10 pieces of util first try, by the way. Just saying.
That's pretty impressive. New record.
It's very impressive.
It goes
I'm
down in the history
legitimately
books.
excited.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Yeah, I'm trying to improve, here is the smoke though. This was the one I was trying to show. So like, what some teams use this for is, you can, I guess you can do it like this. You can use this to go B. So it lands pretty fast and it is kind of the same, like pretty perfect smoke. And then, you know, you will have one player who's a little bit further away, but the travel time on the grenade is that, yeah, bro, okay, I stepped back before I threw it. But imagine like, now when you come out, it's when the smoke is there. So that's the idea. From here as well, I don't know this lineup, so I'm just telling you that the idea exists. But I'm pretty sure there is a way to smoke camera. Maybe you have to stand up here or something. But there is definitely a lineup where you can, like, trying to use my radar here for orientation. This won't work, but you can smoke camera from up here. You can do the same from pop. I don't know this lineup that well either. I don't really know that many lineups XD, but you can smoke camera somehow. This would basically be it. Find a set lineup though, and then even I think from here, no, I swear there's something with the lock. Oh wait, sorry, it's like this. Crouch at the lock, maybe. Ah, I do know something. And then I think from the same position, you can... No, actually from out here, and then also on the... I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Oh, you know what it is? It's because they added the extra box, because it's supposed to be this lock. Also, this might not be possible anymore. Maybe you will need a different lineup. But yeah, before they made the boxes taller, you could get a Molotov that landed backside, which was actually really neat. You could maybe still do this if you landed... Like, wait. This is kind of interesting to me now. W jump throw, maybe? So it hits the back and... Yeah. Like, this would be a possibility. Kind of specific lineup. What I was using here was this dark line and down to here. And W jump throw. It's, yeah, pretty... Okay. I guess maybe slightly down is better. Yeah. But yeah, now you have a lineup for it if you need it. You know, an alternative is just to come do something like this. But, yeah. Anyway, this isn't as good, so now you have a lineup for it. Okay, what else is there? I will show you another thing, which is, I think, pretty neat. If you sit here as a CT, it's actually impossible for the Ts to take the A bomb site without you seeing them. Like, if they go down, you know, this lane, they will always have to open themselves up to you. If they go down this lane, they will always have to open themselves up to you. And, you know, if they go up on the red train, like, you will see them as well. But, like, yeah, like, it's kind of weird. If, yeah, if you then have someone sitting here, you can have either someone just full committed to holding, like, Ellie. This person could be sitting, like this, for example. So, when this guy gets contact, you can swing this side. Or maybe you can even sit on more of an off angle like this, and then peek like this side. But this is a pretty cool, like, two-man setup if you're out of utility and you need to do something late. I'll show you. This is kind of a meme, but I think I thought this was really fun when I found it. The only way you can cross this angle is by surfing off the train. But yeah, it's useless. So then also, I don't know how it's possible, but I think this is wallbangable through here. So you can actually damage the alley player by spamming this.
Just gotta shoot leg level.
What, sorry?
You gotta shoot leg level because it won't go through the
Yeah,
door
the top
of the
one.
cargo.
Yeah. And it won't deal a ton of damage, but it is, you know, a possibility. The same is actually here. You can shoot through the window into pop. Like there is an angle where you hit the players in pop. And also some people are doing this, but yeah. I think it's like this window. You can shoot the guys running into pop. And I think there are more. I don't think this is... But I feel like there was something. I don't know, I think the... Oh, wait. Oh yeah, this was it. You can actually wallbang through this window as well. Which is just, yeah. Now you guys know it. Fun fact, right? So yeah. Talking a little bit of theory now that I showed a bunch of different tips and tricks, I guess, on train. I think, even though I don't remember what I said last time, I think most of what I said was correct. The map of train plays out pretty much the same as it always did. CTs want to fight for T main control. If they can ideally keep this smoke, then it's good, because even this is kind of stronger. If the T's flash in now, you will always be anti-flash. And if, you know, you're standing in here, like, when the smoke fades, you're actually not visible. So you can have, if you have T main control, someone sitting like this, for example. Or someone sitting like this. When the T tries to get in here, like, I think they can't see the CT because of the way it's shaped. So they have to, like, go out like this. Maybe you could even just have someone holding like this line. Yeah, it's worth knowing. And so T main control is really, really strong, like it was on the old train. Alley control is pretty much useless at the moment. That's the one thing I remember from like last train session. I said they need to change something about alley because it's just way too difficult to go here. Like, you can go alley, but going backline is pretty much impossible. And the CT angles are too strong. Like, sitting like this, or sitting like this, or sitting like this, or like this. It's, as T, if you don't have smoke camera, you cannot take alley, basically. And it's hard to throw any of the lurk smokes. So, it's very, very difficult, I think, to go alley right now. And it's kind of not that useful. For going B, it's kind of the same as on the old train. I don't actually know any of these lineups, but I know it's become even easier to, like, Molotov behind the site. Like, you don't even really need perfect lineups. You can almost eyeball this. Like, this would be behind Summit, and, you know, if I want to land it behind the Thomas, as we call it, like, probably something like this will do. Like, now I'm burning this area behind. Also for Molotov in Con, it used to be you had to do like a crazy jump throw and stuff like that. I think now, literally, you can just do it like this. So, any B execute is far more simple now. So that's good. Actually, crazy thought, but probably you can find... Actually, this is really a great idea, what I just got. You can probably find a Molotov where you're not open to anything that Molotovs this... this back part. You need a lineup for it though, clearly. It isn't so easy.
You think you could do it but through the big hole in the wall?
Like, what do you mean?
Like in Brown Hall.
Oh, like from here? Ooh.
Yeah.
No. I really
Yeah,
like the
there's no
idea, but no. Not. I mean, I think maybe you can do it while like if you do it proper. Holy shit! This thing has such a huge hitbox. Like, there will 100% be a way. Jump throwing is probably not the right thing, but even if it lands like this, what I did before, if it just burns out this corner so the CT can't hide, this is no longer that nice of a spot to be in. So this, I know some teams already have like the old train lineups where you do the like some kind of lurk smoke out, and this would also allow you to throw something a little better. But yeah, as long as it burns this, it's actually pretty useful. But yeah, other than that, like the map pretty much plays out the same way as the map of old. There are a few different lineups and a few different things you need to think about, but overall the map is scarily similar. I talked about it already. Like my team calls this thesis because I don't know, we do. And yeah, this is like what's new. Maybe I talked about this last time as well, but you don't need a B player if you're holding B from here. Or like that's the approach a lot of teams have. So if you feel like they are inside pop and they have this space, one thing you can do is it's like an NT. I don't know, maybe I said this last time. I don't think I had the idea yet though, but you can always just Molotov like this and instantly run down, and with your teammates like Molotov con, and you have the space. I'll show one last thing, and that is just, you know, if you do con smoke, I thought as a Tech 9 force buy, it would be pretty cool to have a lineup. Maybe someone here can find the perfect lineup, but a lineup where you would stand still here, jump throw a smoke that goes over and lands kind of like this. So with the con smoke, like imagine you have con smoke like this, have a smoke that makes it so the CTs are kind of caged in. Like you could even have a con smoke that lands here as a force buy. That way, if anyone wants to rotate out, I mean, they can rotate out, but then they have to also run through the smoke. So if you, with Tech 9, kill the B player and you're scaling towards here, like you would be able to, behind this con smoke, Molotov the backline, so the CT rotation is cut off, then have a smoke lineup that lands in the Molotov, and then as Tech 9 push up and take and own this area, and like even go in here, for example. Like control this. I think then you've just won, basically. There's not much for the CTs to do. Obviously, they can like blitz the smoke, but you can go and hold it from here if you have a teammate who is staying down here. And yeah, I think it's like, or you can have someone jiggling here. If you hear the blitz, you just run in here. Like, I think that's very interesting. And if you smoke like this as well, the benefit would be that as soon as you have the site, you could potentially like Molotov deep in con to like slow down the rotation further. So I think this is a cool idea that if you have a team, you could try to add to your arsenal of force buy strats. Okay, guys, I think that was pretty much what I had for you about Train. I know not so much theory. It was mostly like talking a little bit about how people play the map and showing like a bunch of the meta lineups. Like it was more like a tips and tricks session now, but I think we talked theory enough last session, so I think it makes sense. Like last Train session. So with that out of the way, I am just curious, is there anyone here at the Academy who has any questions about what I've said, or just any questions whatsoever?
I was wondering if there's a possibility to smoke the window above Pop Dog, maybe on like the left side or so, coming from Brown Hall, in a way that smokes both the stairs and the window, like it fills out in front of the stairs.
So like in here, kind of?
Yeah, probably on the other side though.
Like here? Yeah, okay, I get what
Oh,
you mean.
no.
Or what?
Yeah.
Like one that lands here on the ground and then fills up the window as well? Or what do you mean?
Honestly, anything that works like this. I was thinking actually in the window though, where it like hangs and then fills into the stairs, but I don't think that's possible.
Oh, like here you mean? Hangs
Yeah.
in this window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because of the
There's no
shape, it's not really possible, but either way, like having the smoke land like this kind of the same. It will give you the same result, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I think. I mean, I was thinking at the beginning of finding a smoke that lands up here, but it like having it land down here is the same with the volumetric smokes. Like it fills up anyway. So I think it won't be so different. Do you have any other ideas? I mean, we can test them real quick. Or anyone has any question or idea? I think, for example, with the new map as well, it would be possible to find like a lineup for a flash that, yeah, basically like this. I've never thrown it before, but so that as you're entering out, you won't get blinded, right? So like you could have your entry fragger. I don't even know what I did anymore, but maybe even like this is better. Like you ideally want it to land so that it goes right around the corner. I think I aimed here. Like that. Yeah, I think maybe that was the exact same flash. But anyway, like that way you can run out and you won't get blind. But any CT who's looking towards here gets blind, and any CT who is out con holding this, like, okay, maybe not if they're sitting like this, but if they're out here, which some people do, then they will get blind by this. It will just always be in your back. I think that's pretty cool. That would be a pretty cool flash. Yeah. Anything else? I don't think I have any other crazy ideas. Yeah. Any other questions, my dudes? If not, then I will show you one last thing. I think it's like a work in progress. I think it's not that difficult to find, but for me it would be cool to have somewhere here. I think actually I found. Wait, what did I find? Wait, I don't even know what I did anymore. Is it a flash? Anyway, I think I had a flash lineup somehow. Anyway, what I want is to find a retake smoke that lands right around here. That way, if you are CT retake from in here, like you would be able to maybe bounce it through the windows, whatever, and then this would allow you to, you know, go out this side. Ideally, like there should be a gap here so you can clear this good. But it should just give you space to go out to side without being spotted from this. So, like landing maybe a little bit more here. Then, as you can see, you can get out from camera. You can, you know, if you Molotov this, you don't have to worry left side. You can clear right side, and now with this, you can like cross to side. And I think that would be really big, because retaking from con seems very difficult, and retaking from camera, like backline, is way more useful. So I was thinking, yeah, it would be really cool to have some kind of a lineup for this.
I was like, wow.
What's there? Oh, not sure that was for me. Okay, guys. I think I'm definitely out of weird stuff to show you on train. So if no one has a question, I think I will go and make some dinner. But if someone has a question, there's still a chance. Last chance, though.
What are you making us for dinner?
Well, I'm typically just the help. I make the guac and Mayat makes the nachos. But we definitely having nachos. Mayat has some nachos obsession lately. She's eating
So you're not really making dinner. She's making it. You're just making a guac.
Exactly. And I mean, she already started, so I'm probably just going down there. Maybe the dinner is even ready, but it sounds better if I say it. I'm making dinner, you know? So, but yeah, I think really that was what I had, guys. So, thank you so much for once again coming to the session. Obviously, if you have any requests for a future session, you can always write me on Discord. And yeah, other than that, I will just see you guys next time.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys.